Every year it shows up like background comfort. Falling snow, kids skating on a frozen pond, a droopy little tree, and one lonely boy in a yellow shirt trying to feel something like Christmas.
He's right. Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the Charlie Browniest.
A Charlie Brown, Christmas looks gentle and simple, almost too innocent to question. But behind that shaky animation and soft jazz is a string of quietly radical choices. A network convinced it would flop, creators who refused a laugh track, a Bible reading that nearly got cut, a jazz soundtrack that accidentally became a best-selling album, and a pathetic tree that helped kill an entire industry of shiny aluminum Christmas trees.
Blockhead. But he did get a nice tree. Say. Okay, shoot.
Even the kids' voices we hear weren't properly credited, while the special itself was bankrolled by Coca-Cola. As Charlie Brown stands there complaining that Christmas has been sold out, in this video, we're going to unwrap 15 strange, little-known truths about A Charlie Brown Christmas 1965 that will change how you see every scene that comes next. Fact number 1, CBS executives braced for disaster, and the ratings exploded instead.
Time. I'm supposed to get down to the school auditorium and direct a Christmas.
Before the night of December 9th, 1965, both the production team and CBS executives were pessimistic. The film was too slow, had too few funny bits. The animation was simple, the soundtrack was jazz, and there was no laugh track at all, completely against TV norms of the time. Yet when it aired, A Charlie Brown Christmas captured around 45% of all TVs turned on in America, ranking number 2 in the ratings that night, just behind Bonanza. More than 15 million households watched something that even its creators hadn't really believed would survive. Fact number 2, the script was locked in for Coca-Cola and had to be finished in 6 months.
What's going on here? What's this? Find the true me.
The origin of this special is surprisingly mundane. Coca-Cola wanted to sponsor a Christmas program, and their ad agency called producer Lee Mendelsohn asking, "Do you have a holiday special?" Mendelsohn confidently said yes, then ran to Charles Schulz to actually come up with one. The two of them sketched out the outline very quickly: snow, skating, a school Christmas play, a depressed Charlie Brown, Linus reading from the Bible, jazz music as the score. From the moment it was approved to the air date, they had only about half a year and a modest budget, not nearly enough time to polish everything smooth, just like how Charlie Brown never feels properly put together, the way other people do. Fact number 3. The moment someone said, "laugh track," Schulz got up and walked out.
This really brings Christmas close to...
Producer Lee Mendelsohn later recalled. In one meeting, he casually said something like, "Of course we'll add a laugh track, right?" Schulz didn't argue or shout. He quietly stood up, walked out of the room, and came back a few minutes later to continue talking about something else everyone understood. Laugh tracks were off the table. At a time when almost every TV cartoon used canned laughter to tell audiences when to laugh, Schulz's choice to remove it was a slap in the face to safe habits. It was the first of many moments where he refused to bend his work to the comfort zone of the adults in power, a pattern that repeats throughout the production. Fact number 4. The idea for Linus to read from Luke 2 was initially opposed by Schulz's own teammates. When Schulz said he wanted Linus to step onto the stage, drop his security blanket, and recite Luke 2:8-14 about the birth of Christ, Mendelssohn and director Bill Melendez turned pale. They were terrified for their careers. No one has ever put a Bible reading in a TV cartoon. What if viewers switched the channel? Schulz's response was calm. If we don't say this, then who will? Once again, the man with the pen refused to smooth out his work just to ease the network's fear. It mirrors Charlie Brown in the story. He keeps trying to do what he believes is right, even though every time he does, the people around him look at him like he's wrong. Fact number 5. The score is jazz, and became the second best-selling jazz album in history. Instead of choosing a Disney-style orchestral score, Mendelssohn hired Vince Guaraldi, a jazz pianist from San Francisco, to write the music. Guaraldi delivered melodies that bounce and drift at the same time. Linus and Lucy, Skating, Christmas Time is Here, and more. The A Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack eventually sold over 5 million copies in the US, earning 5 times platinum and becoming the second best-selling jazz album of all time, just behind Miles Davis's Kind of Blue. The music, which CBS had once dismissed as very strange for a children's program, became the most enduring element, just as Charlie Brown, viewed as a loser, ended up the one face the whole world remembers. Fact number 6. Christmas Time is Here was written in a rush, and its melancholy lyrics quietly oppose Christmas advertising. Guaraldi first wrote Christmas Time is Here as an instrumental. Only later did Mendelssohn quickly add lyrics for the children's choir to sing. The song announces that Christmas time is here, but the melody is slow and the words are fragile and wistful. No frenzy, no shopping hype, more like a soft sigh from a child who doesn't understand why they're sad. Set against glossy Christmas commercials, this song feels like Charlie Brown's exposed heart. Everyone says, "You're supposed to be happy this time of year." But all he sees in his head is fog. Those melancholy notes return, again and again, each time the main character is rejected yet another time. Fact number 7. Every main character is voiced by an actual child.
When you grow up, maybe I'll make it into a sport coat.
Back then, the standard was to hire adult actors to fake kids' voices, safer and more controllable. But Mendelssohn and Melendez decided to make it harder on themselves. Charlie Brown is voiced by Peter Robbins, about 8 years old. Linus by Christopher Shea, Lucy by Tracy Stratford, and little Kathy Steinberg, only about 6, voiced Sally. Some of the kids couldn't even read fluently yet, so the crew had to read each line out loud for them to repeat. That's why the dialogue has all those little pauses, hesitations, and sighs that feel honestly childlike, rather than the polished theatrical delivery TV was used. Fact number 8. Even so, the kids' names barely appear in the original credits.
Charlie Brown, isn't it a great play?
In the 1965 broadcast, the credits focused on producer, director, and writer. The child voice actors were either absent or listed very minimally, nowhere near proportionate to their contribution. Even director Bill Melendez, who personally created Snoopy's grunts, chirps, and growls, then sped them up, stayed quietly in the background. On a meta level, this perfectly repeats the story's core pattern. Adults make all the decisions, kids are the soul, but their voices aren't fully acknowledged, exactly like how Charlie Brown keeps being ignored every time he tries to explain how he feels. Fact number 9. The special was commissioned directly by Coca-Cola, and some ad bits were later cut.
to the shortage of time, we'll get right down to work. One of the first things to ensure a good...
A Charlie Brown. Christmas was funded from the outset by Coca-Cola. Early versions of the broadcast even included Coke imagery and text at the beginning and end. When regulations on mixing advertising into TV content tightened, those Coca-Cola references were gradually removed from later airings. Fact number 10. Ironically, right in the middle of the film, Charlie Brown complains that Christmas has been sold out.
Early. I never eat December snowflakes.
On his way through town, he sees Snoopy decorating his doghouse in over-the-top style to enter a Best Decorated Cash Prize contest. Sally dictates a shamelessly greedy wish list to him, for Santa Lucy outright admits her dream gift is real estate. Every time this happens, Charlie Brown shrinks a little more and repeats a single question in different ways. Does anyone know what Christmas is really about anymore? The bitter joke is this: a show born from an ad deal uses its main character to tear into the ad-saturated world around him. Just like Schulz, who agreed to play by TV's rules, then quietly broke them from the inside. Fact number 11. After the film, shiny aluminum Christmas trees became deeply uncool.
Charlie Brown is a blockhead.
In the store, Lucy and the gang want a bright, tall, metallic tree that reflects every blinking light. Charlie Brown wanders off and picks up a tiny, drooping real tree with sparse needles. He believes that if they care for it, it can become the heart of their play. In return, he gets a chorus of ridicule for his terrible taste. In real life, the effect flipped. After the special became popular, cultural commentators and historians noted that the aluminum tree, a hot trend in the late 50s and early 60s, fell out of fashion quickly, and production basically stopped by the end of the decade. The film is often cited as a significant factor in killing aluminum Christmas trees. Fact number 12. The phrase Charlie Brown Christmas tree has become a common expression. Today, Americans casually say a Charlie Brown Christmas tree to describe a small, scrawny, kind of pitiful tree that somehow still has charm. That's exactly the model the kids laughed at multiple times before decorating it themselves and suddenly exclaiming, "It's not so bad after all." The familiar pattern repeats. Anything Charlie Brown chooses is unanimously rejected at first, then later turns into a beloved symbol for the wider culture, from the little tree to the film itself. Fact number 13. The animation and audio are full of little mistakes, and the team chose to leave them in.
Strangers will see them like Christmas and turn it into a problem.
Maybe Lucy's right.
Because of the tight schedule, the film is full of small imperfections, character mouths not quite matching their lines, a few words mispronounced by the kids, looping dance moves on the stage that are obviously repetitive, and backgrounds that occasionally jerk or jump slightly. Later broadcasts only fixed minor bits. Snoopy's food bowl got recolored, some silent spots got extra music, a few frames were cleaned up, but most of the scratches stayed. Instead of hiding them, the film almost seems to say to the audience, "Yep, we mess up. That's why we're as much like Charlie Brown as he is." Every time Charlie Brown trips, gets abandoned by the group, or chokes up asking, "Can't I do anything right?" It's the same as those slightly crooked frames, not perfect, but so honest you can't forget it. You can't forget. Fact number 14. Huge ratings, major awards, and a whole Peanuts TV universe. Contrary to CBS's grim expectations, A Charlie Brown Christmas was an immediate hit. Number 2 in the ratings, The night it premiered, reaching nearly half of all TV sets that were on in 1966, it won an Emmy for Outstanding Children's Program and a Peabody Award for Excellence in Television, cementing its status as a new classic after just one holiday season. That success paved the way for a long line of Peanuts specials, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, and more, all carrying that same slow, thoughtful, slightly offbeat feeling that this first Christmas film established again. The familiar pattern shows up. The people in charge initially thought this is going to bomb, but the very risk they dreaded became the thing that brought them prestige, money, and a long-running brand. Just like the kids in the story who assume Charlie Brown always wrecks everything until they realize how empty things would feel without him. Fact number 15. After 56 years on free broadcast TV, Charlie Brown moved to Apple TV Plus and sparked backlash.
Maybe it just needs a little love.
For decades, watching A Charlie Brown Christmas was a free ritual on American broadcast TV, first on CBS, then from 2001 on ABC. In 2020, Apple TV Plus bought the entire Peanuts catalog, which meant the specials were no longer regular fixtures on free TV, except for a few limited-time airings. Many older viewers who had watched the specials since they were kids reacted strongly, feeling like a shared piece of childhood had been locked behind a paywall. Under pressure, Apple agreed to make it free to watch for a few specific days each year. Here the pattern shows up yet again. Something once available to everyone suddenly becomes reserved for those who can pay, and only when the audience speaks up does the system partially back down, just as the kids in the film only change their behavior after being confronted by Charlie Brown and Linus's reminder of what Christmas really means.